Hey guys, welcome back. Today on the Untidy Artist, we're making decoupage eggs with tissue paper. Decoupage is the art or craft of decorating with paper cutouts, and today we'll be decorating these cute Easter eggs with cutouts that we make using a paper punch and some tissue paper. Let's grab some supplies and get started. The first thing you'll need is obviously an egg, and you can just grab an egg out of your fridge. Jumbo eggs work really well because they have a thick shell, and you will pierce both of the ends with a pin and then blow the inside out. For this tutorial, I'll actually be using some plastic dyeable craft eggs. I found these at my local craft store and I was curious on how they worked, so I decided to try these out. Then you'll need some Mod Podge glue. For this tutorial, you can use gloss or you can use the matte kind. I liked how the gloss made the eggs look glossy. Then you'll need a little cup or something to put your glue in and a foam craft brush. Then you'll need some paper craft punches. I have a little flower here that's about 1 inch in diameter, and then this cute butterfly that's about 2 inches by 1.5 inches. You can obviously use whatever you have on hand, and if you don't have any cute punches, you can always just cut your tissue paper out in fun shapes and use that to decoupage onto your egg. Then I've got some colors of tissue paper that reminded me of spring, a bright yellow, a pink, a purple. Any colors will work, and this is just regular tissue paper. And then I grabbed a piece of scratch paper. I'll be using this to help me cut my tissue paper out with the punches. Okay, the first step, if you're using a real egg, you'll want to blow it out. So you'll, using a thumbtack, poke both sides until you have a little hole in both sides, and then you'll blow the inside of the egg out into a cup. And I always wash mine out afterwards with a little rinse of cold water. Then you're going to grab your tissue paper. Now I use about 3 or 4 pieces at a time. I find that it works better with my craft punch. The paper doesn't all get stuck in it. And I'm going to take my piece of scratch paper, fold it in half, and sandwich it between the tissue paper. So I have my scratch paper, my tissue paper, and then the other layer of my scratch paper. Then using my punch, I'm going to slide it onto the tissue paper and the paper and press down. And what this will do, the paper will actually help the tissue paper be cut out better. The tissue paper is so thin, a lot of times a craft punch won't work very well on just the tissue paper, and I'm left with these 3 beautiful little butterflies. So because these are bigger, I only made a few of them. You can make as many as you'd like. Then I'm going to grab my little flower punch here, and once again use whatever you have on hand or whatever punches you think would be fun for Easter, and I'm just going to cut out a bunch of these cute little flowers so I can layer them all on my egg. And once I have them all punched out, I'm going to grab my egg, take your Mod Podge, pour it into a little cup, and using your foam craft brush, apply a thin layer, 1 section at a time, onto your egg. You don't want to do too much at a time because the glue will start to get tacky and your fingers will start to stick to it, and it's no good. So apply the glue to a small area and then take your first piece of tissue paper and gently lay it over the top of the glue. And I use my fingers to gently push it down. It's okay if it gets little wrinkles in it. It's absolutely fine. You just want to gently push that down onto the glue. Then I grab my craft brush again and lightly brush it with some more glue. The key here is not to go over the tissue paper too many times with the glue because it'll start to get tacky and the tissue paper will start to get sticky and come off of the egg. So a thin layer, and then I actually take my finger, this part's totally optional, and I just lightly brush it over the glue while the glue is still really wet and smooth that out. You don't want to do that after the glue has started to dry because it'll pull the tissue paper up. And once I have that section done, I'm going to move on to my next section and put another butterfly on it. I'm kind of overlapping that a little bit and following the same steps. I use my glue, put another small layer of glue over the tissue paper, and then I'm going to take my finger and smooth that out again. And the key to this is doing 1 layer on your egg at a time. So I'm going to put my last butterfly on the egg in this last section, and I'm just placing the butterfly down, adding a little bit more glue, smoothing it out gently, and if you're more comfortable using your foam brush to smooth it out, go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to set it aside and let it dry. And I want it to dry completely, and then I'm ready to do my next layer. The reason I do that is because that glue gets really sticky and it's a huge mess if you try and do more than one layer at a time. So once again, working in small sections, I'm going to apply a little bit of my glue, take one of my flowers, place it down, put some more glue on it, and then smooth it out. You'll notice I'm working in smaller sections here. You can go ahead and do a bigger section and apply more than one flower at a time. Just work slowly and try and move it around so that your fingers aren't touching anywhere where there's wet, tacky glue, especially if you've put some tissue paper down, because it will pull it up. Okay, and once I have this layer done, I'm going to set it aside and let it dry again completely. Sometimes I'll grab my hairdryer and use my hairdryer to speed the process up a little bit because I get rather impatient. And I ended up putting 3 layers of the tissue paper on this egg. But you can do as many layers as you'd like. If you want to cover the entire thing with multiple layers of the tissue paper, it's really pretty because you get the colors and the shapes showing through, and it creates these gorgeous patterns, both the negative and the positive space. And it's fun to see the colors overlap, and they just turn out so absolutely beautiful. That's it, guys. You're all set. If you have any comments or questions, please post those below. You can show your support by subscribing and by leaving a lovely comment below. Give this a big thumbs up if you liked it, and check out some of my other tutorials at untidyartist.com and also on my YouTube channel. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.